except it slightly gives me the feel that this is a bit of a tick box exercise, because I think people want to know that the quality of the competent person is adequate, rather than they filled in the form correctly and their check didn't bounce. Yep. To give you an example, you know, we've taken evidence from people that in effect you could do a 3-week, maybe a 5-week course, and you change yourself from being a conservatory erector to being a conservatory and bathroom extension erector, and you're going to be competent. Well, you know, I don't think people want an electrician that's had 5 weeks training. They want an electrician that's had 3 years training.
Sure, if I can perhaps answer that point by referring to one of the specific conditions which we issued, which is condition 9, which is exactly about this issue of the scheme operator, i.e. the searcher or the NAPIT of this world, assessing their members, i.e. those installers who want to be members of their scheme, that they are technically competent against the relevant occupational standards and in the light of the relevant assessment procedure, which I think you might have heard about a couple of weeks ago, the electrical technical assessment specification, which sets out what is required and what someone like searcher or NAPIT would be looking for, including the relevant qualifications for the qualified supervisor. So that's a condition that the scheme operator has to meet, and we would be expecting UCAS, as part of its assessment work, to be looking at how the scheme operator undertakes and meets that condition, i.e. what does the operator do to go around and assess competence. And that could involve a number of things. It would involve some desk work, it would involve looking at records and so on, but it does involve the UCAS actually going out to witness some of this work as it's happening. So it's not just, have you got the right piece of paper and we will tick the box. There is more to it than that. And it's worth also mentioning that, for example, to help them do this work, UCAS have actually worked with local authority building control organisation, the representative body of local authority building control, to get some technical expertise contracted in to UCAS to actually help them deal with some of the technical questions. So there is a system in place which we feel is a robust system for enabling UCAS to be able to provide for the Department for Ministers an assurance that there's been a rigorous assessment process and that the relevant scheme operator has indeed met those conditions.
But had you said you wouldn't want someone turning up with previously installed conservatories and done a 5-week conversion course, but the competent person who in many cases will be the qualified supervisor, to be the qualified supervisor, as I understand it, would have to have a level 3 qualification, so the equivalent of an A-level or an advanced apprenticeship, depending on which way you want to describe it, and that would typically take at least 2, possibly 3 years. I think that would meet the requirements you're looking for. But of course there may well be other people working under their supervision who perhaps have done the shorter period of on-the-job training that you described.